and the Bonehoard Dracosaur gives us so much value. Has there ever been a dinosaur dragon? There is now, baby. Let's go. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode with Man, and today we've got a juicer for you. We've got Ixalan dinos. Happy Ixalan release day, everybody. This is just absolutely crazy. You already know it's low-hanging fruit to play with dinos on release day, but we've got to because there's so many different things we can do with them. Okay, let's just start off with some of the new dinos. I guess we'll just kind of go from right to left. It's kind of more exciting to get into the bigger stuff. We are running one Etali, and we also are, if you can actually kind of see there, we are running the Etali Primal Storm sleeves, just because you got to. We got to run at least one Etali, but Trumpeting Carnosaur, this card is absolutely nuts. It's a 7/6 with Trample, which is already pretty great. Whenever it enters the battlefield, discover 5. It's a nice little mini Etali, and then you also get the ability to discard it and deal 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, so you can use it as removal if you need be, and then late game, it's just a freaking boom. It's a boom. That's all it is. Yeah, the Bonehoard Dracosaur, this card is nuts. If this card does not die when you first play it, the value you get from it is absolutely absurd. And it's a dinosaur dragon. A dragon and a dinosaur, come on, that's too cool. It does have first strike and flying too as well, so just an absolute force. And then again, if they don't kill this, you just kind of win. Like, there's just too much value. You exile top 2 cards of your library, and you get to play both of them, not just one, like the Reckless Storm and like Reckless Intent and that kind of stuff like that. But 3/1 red dinosaur creature token, and then a treasure token of a non-land. You can even get both. I mean, just come on, like, this is ridiculous. Palani's Hatcher is another card. This card is really good because I think this card is actually a little bit, I don't want to say better. We are only running 3 Dracosaurs and 4 of the Hatchers, but other dinosaurs you have haste, which is already wonderful. But then you get these 2 little dinosaur eggs, and then you give them 3/3 haste. So you basically get a 5/3, everything haste, and 2 eventually 3/3 dinosaurs with haste. Like, I mean, it's just crazy, and like, I think like the art's a little underwhelming here. I kind of like it. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. I think that little dino there in the corner could have been drawn better, but that's okay. Hulking Raptor is wonderful. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add 2 green sources, which I kind of like a lot because I am running Feral Encounter. Feral Encounter is a wonderful card. Nobody plays this thing. It's so good. For 2, you get to pretty much just use it as like a better than fight spell because it just deals damage. But then you also, later in the game, you can grab a creature from your deck. So if you have this on turn 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, you get to just grab like a creature from your deck. This card is like the best card that nobody plays. I don't get it. I'm playing it. I don't really care. Let's go in for the Hammerskull. I'm running 4 of these bad boys. This is insane. A 6/6 3-drop. What else is there not to like? Obviously, you put a stun counter on it, but a lot of times you're using it to block like a mono red. I don't know. This card is absolutely nuts. I'm running 4. Probably would run 6 if I could. Okay, we got the Poet of Unity. Whenever this enters the battlefield, I'm only running 1 of these just because, like, I think you could probably go for 2, but the legendariness kind of hurts it a little bit. But going in for the Roar of the 5th People is just wonderful. And of course, we just need, we don't run a whole lot of basic lands, but enough to run it. Got the Paleontologist and the Lorekeeper as mana dorks. Absolutely love that as well. We got the Baby Gishath, got haste, and later in the game, you also get that, like, Feral Encounter type ability, and it has haste as well. Got Triumphant Chomp last but not least. I'm only running 3 because it is a sorcery and it could be a little bit dead in certain matchups, but Triumphant Chomp is going to be like our Strangle type ability removal sorcery. So, and of course, last but not least, the Cavern of Souls. The Cavern of Souls, being this, I don't even know how I feel about this. I'm not typically a control mage, but control mages are going to have a hard time with this. So, I mean, being able to like not, you know, counter creature spells, and I don't know, I feel like it's pretty bold to reprint this thing, but hey, it is what it is. We're running it. Let's go. Feel free to join the channel. We do have that as an opportunity. It's got the mana rocks. I am starting that. I think we'll get like a discard going at some time in the future. But other than that, go ahead and leave me a like. Leave me a like. The button looks just like this. Helps out the channel tremendously. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not already. And without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Jarkaris, how we doing here? All right, so this is actually a little bit awkward of a start. I'm gonna want to drop the Lorekeeper on turn 1, but in order to do that, I'm gonna have to call out Human for the Cavern of Souls, which is a little awkward, but I still think it's probably the right move. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go for Human. Let's drop the Lorekeeper. Kind of gross. Like, that is not something, I mean, you should really ever look to do, but in this situation, I think it's okay. And of course, we're playing blue. When we do that, we get cute, but I still think it's the right move. So let's go ahead and drop our Hammerskull and pass the turn. I want to get into our Hammerskull on turn 2 because that is just a broken combo. Now, of course, they're going to be able to counter our stuff because our Cavern of Souls is not going to be able to protect our dinos, but I think it's a small price to pay. I don't see how they're going to be able to get through the Hammerskull, and wow, so this is it. I was expecting Dimir Fairies, but this is it? Okay, interesting. I'm a lot more afraid of... Oh, Scalding Vibe. They just bounced it. That's okay. I think we're okay with that. Let's drop the Forest. And yeah, I think we're just probably gonna do the same exact thing. I'm actually gonna swing it on their face though. I think I'm gonna swing it on their face. Let's pay the 1 here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pay. Let's get our damage in. Can't really do anything else with the Lorekeeper, so I think we might as well just get our damage in. I think it's fine. We are the aggro deck, so we are going to be able to go for lethal first, hopefully. Scalding Might, is it tempo? I mean, I tried playing a deck like this. It was okay. It definitely wasn't bad, but I think the Scalding Viper is a little underwhelming, in my humble opinion. We do get another Cavern of Souls, so now we can go ahead and call out Dinosaur to kind of rectify the little, I don't want to say mistake, but definitely not great. Let's go ahead and drop our Bonehoard Dracosaur. This thing is crazy, man. Especially, we're going to have to drop it now. Definitely got to drop it now because the Hammerskull, we don't want a stun counter on it, but this card is absolutely insane. A 6/6 3-drop, and again, in a Dino deck, like, it's really not, like, there's really no downside to it, so pretty wild. Yeah, Cavern of Souls, though. Cavern of Souls, I have mixed feelings towards this. I play all kinds of decks, but not being a control mage, I mean, not being able to counter creature spells is like wild. I don't know. I think this is going to literally like it just changes everything. I mean, I like it because again, I'm not a super big control mage, but so our Hammerskull is not going to get a stun counter, but unfortunately we do get that. But look at this. With the Bonehoard Dracosaur, look how much value we get out of that. Very, very beautiful. I'm actually not going to go for Cavern of Souls again. We do have non-dinosaurs in our deck, so I think I'm going to go for the Rockfall Vale. We already have 2 Cavern of Souls, so I ain't worried about that. We're good to go. I think we're good to go. Let's just drop the Trumpeting Carnosaur. I guess we could probably wait. No, I think we'll drop it now. We do have haste creatures, so let's drop our Trumpeting Carnosaur. You can hear the roar, baby, and another Bonehoard Dracosaur. Ooh, look at that, just beautiful. Swing on in, and they're just gonna take it to the face, unless they have Cyclonic Rift or something of the like. And they couldn't even cast it anyway. Never mind. So I don't really see how they're gonna be able to get out of this. Look how crazy this is. They can tap our Bonehoard Dracosaur or something like that, but we have 19 life. I am not sure how you're supposed to get out of this, Dracaris. Ooh, and we get 2 Bonehoard Dracosaur triggers here. Let's go. I mean, this is about to get filthy. Okay, Treasure Token, and a 3/1 just for the road, and a Triumphant Stop. Oh my good word. I guess we might as well get our land in. And I mean, good lord, I don't even know where to start. Let's go for the Hatcher. Of course, with the Cavern of Souls, it's not going to come in untapped. And now, with the Hatcher, everything has haste. So even our little 3/1 friend here. I mean, good lord. Good lord. I guess we might as well drop the baby Gishath. Well, actually not really, because it already has haste. So I think we should actually not do that. Let's go for the Chomp here instead. Let's chomp the Geist, sure. Yeah, 1 damage to my face. I think that's a small price to pay to let our little dinos reign wild on here. Yeah, sure, whatever. We don't get the fight spell for Baby Gishath, but it's okay. We do take 1 more to the face. This one can be countered. That one could have been countered, but they do not. And they just give it up before the real fun starts in combat. GG's. Dekenton, how we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep. Looks like a pretty good keep with us. Only 2 lands, which is not really that great. They're both tap lands as well, but well, we're off to a slow start. It's fine. We have big dinos to cast. We need some time to cast them. And with Huatli, we have a little bit of like a Restoration of Aggro type ability. Just get like a basic land card. I think we'll be okay in the land department. It just might be a little slower than we'd like. And that is wonderful. Let's just go in for our Gishath. Now, We could wait, but I don't, it has haste. What I love about this thing, this card could have been like a mythic. I'm not even joking you. It's an uncommon, which is pretty bizarre to me. If they do get rid of it, like, we don't care that much. Elspeth Smite. Don't smite my dino. It's so rude. But yeah, this card is crazy. I mean, it has haste, which is already a 2/3 for haste. Is already, like, really good. And then you have so much upside in this later. For 2, target dinosaur you control deals damage equal to its power to another dino. It's not even itself. So, like, I don't know. That card is literally insane. But let's go ahead and drop our Poet, just so we get a little bit more land. We are going to need more land for this deck, so... I guess we'll just take red. Yeah, red's fine. And if we do survive, I mean, we're going for the Hulking Raptor. This thing gives us 2 green at the beginning of our pre-combat main phase, so we're running a bunch of big things. The Hulking Raptor, I mean, this deck is looking pretty ferocious. But of course it's dinosaurs. Of course it's looking ferocious. So we get another uncommon card that should have been a mythic in my opinion, but it is what it is. I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. Yeah, and of course with the Poet, we can also go for the Roar of the Fifth People eventually, so I'm going to swing in here. Absolutely no response, so I love to see that. And I'm going to go for the Hulking Raptor. No response, and this thing has Ward too. This thing is really, really good. Because, I mean, this allows us to drop our Ridgeline. And if they can't get rid of this for 2, which I don't think they can, pay the ward cost. Oh, no, that was so rude. So rude. Now that puts us at a really, really awkward standstill here. But I'm just going to drop the Hammerskull now. Brotherhood's End, yeah, I mean, that is like the nuts there. That's the only bad part about Hulking Raptor. The 3 toughness is its downfall. But dang. Not the end of the world, though. We got plenty of firepower still in our hand. The Hatcher just giving everything haste is like, my goodness. Okay, we got another one. I think I'm running 3 of these puppies. I think we're going to have to play the Dracosaur. Well, let's go for Hatcher first. If we're being aggressive, let's drop the Hatcher first, and then we can, you know, swing in with some haste stuff. We're going to have to drop something just for the Hammerskull doesn't get our stun counter. If they do have, like, an Emperor, it is what it is. Fateful Absence, that's not that bad. We can deal with that. Hatcher, they're more afraid of the Hatcher. They should be a little bit more afraid of the Hatcher, in my opinion, but I don't know what their hand holds, so... Still got a 3 haster. I guess maybe not. I mean, a 3-drop or a 5-drop, you'd think so, but if they have Sunfall, the populate isn't the end of the world just because we do get that card draw from the multicolor card, so... I think it's okay. It's much better than a Sunfall. Sunfall, I would be pretty upset. Drop our 3rd Ridgeline. So I think I am just going to drop the Bonehoard Dracosaur. Let's go ahead. Drop the Dracosaur. If the Dracosaur lives, we get so much value from this Dracosaur. It is absolutely crazy. Even if it doesn't, we still have... we got a lot of firepower left. I mean... Elspeth does not pack removal, so...
I won't let a few thugs threaten this city.
Thugs? We're dinos. Okay. We just do what we do. It's not our fault. So they have an Urbrass Forge. This is okay. We do have First Strike. The Dracosaur's got First Strike. Let's go and flex on him. We don't care at all. We don't care. Looking good. And the Bonehoard Dracosaur gives us so much value. Has there ever been a dinosaur dragon? There is now, baby. Let's go. No land, but we do get our treasure token. No 3/1 red dinosaur either, so that kind of sucks, but... just trying to map up how we want to play this. I think we're just going to go for the Hatcher. I mean... yeah, let's just drop the Hatcher. Again, we don't have to play just one. We can go for both if we wanted to. But the Feral Encounter doesn't deal to Planeswalkers, unfortunately, so that kind of sucks. So, yeah. Do we want to drop you as well? I think so. Why not? It does have haste. It has double haste, I guess. Can't go for our Hammerhead. I do want to say Hammerhead, the Hammerskull. And yeah, let's go ahead and peck you, attack you. Feels pretty good. Down to 11 you go, and we're just stomping them over your face.
I can't protect everyone.
You can't protect everyone, and you can't protect anyone else, but this is Dinos. Your time is gone. So, again, we're looking really good. I might just let this Urbrass Forge go. I don't want to put my Hatcher in harm's way. Hey, we're at 20 life. I don't care. Yeah, you have that. That's fine. Looking pretty good here. I don't think we're too threatened here whatsoever. The Bonehoard Dracosaur gives us so much value. Look at that. And it has haste with Palani's Hatcher, and they do not even want the Raptor to come out to play. Wow. Hook to jaw. How are we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. I see a freaking Restless Ridgeline. I think Gruul needed this so badly. So we are on the draw here, which is not ideal, but I mean, I'm trying to think here. Do I want to go in for the Lorekeeper? I actually think I do not. I'm gonna go for the Ridge line first. I keep wanting to say Ridge Vine, but we are not Restless Vine Stalk. We are Restless Ridge Line. Ooh, the Journal. Okay, this card is really interesting. This is Akalazat's Journal. This card is really interesting. I think this might be one of the quickest cards that I've ever seen that I fell in love with. Sacrifice another artifact or creature, draw a card. In Sacrifice decks, that is absolutely nuts. So, I think we could go for double Lorekeeper, which is kind of nice, but it only works for dinos, which is a little bit less than great, but I think that's the highest upside play we have. If we go for double Lorekeeper, we can go in for Hatcher if they both survive. Seems pretty good to me. I really like this Paleontologist with the Lorekeeper. This Lorekeeper, I mean, I think that's what green kind of needed. All right, so a little bit nervous here. I'm not going to block that. No way. Let's see if they drop something else that they can sacrifice with the Anvil. I don't think they really want to sacrifice the Journal, right? And they don't get the 1/1 this way, but they did get a land, so okay. Let's do it. We are going to drop Palani's Hatcher. This card is absolutely nuts. Everything gets haste. Let's go and drop it. Hatcher. I think this is like a Bronchiosaurus, I think, with the long neck. I think that's what they're called. I hope I'm right. If I'm not, feel free to make fun of me. Sacrifice these little eggs, and these eggs are going to give everything haste. All other creatures haste. We don't get haste, but it's okay. Swing in with the 3/3. And as long as they don't create these little 1/1s, because we actually don't have Trample. We have Trample on our bigger dinos, but we don't have Trample on these little small boys, so hopefully they don't. I don't think they really want to sacrifice. Oh, Molten Collapse. Molten Collapse is so good in this deck. Oh man, I'm kind of shaking a little bit because I think we're in for a. If they can do anything here, we do have the Chomps, which is nice. Oh, they go for the Executioner. I still don't know if this is Vrain or Vron, but I'm gonna go for Vron. I think it's Vron. Again, though, do they want to take the Unicall Anvil and sacrifice the Journal? I don't think they do. So they can't really create the 1/1 little tokens. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. We do have this Chomp. The Chomp is actually really, really good in other things. So they're going to sacrifice the Anvil itself. Okay, interesting. I want to get into something big. We need a big creature here. Okay. Not too bad, though. They did kind of use all... They exhausted all of their resources there, so not too bad. Again, the Lorekeeper will not work because this is not a dinosaur yet, so I don't think we're going to be able to use that. No. So this is pretty gross. I think we're just going to go for the Triumphant Chomp. The Triumphant Chomp right on the Vron, and not really too much else we can do. So go ahead and drop you. And I'm going to swing in with these Lorekeepers. They're not really mana dorks for other things, so yeah. Fortunately, we do have the Palani's Hatcher in the graveyard, so if we exile it, we can cast it with a finality counter. Double Anvil is not great here, unless they're going to sacrifice themselves. They're not. So they go for the Journal, and they're going to be able to pretty much do like a little like block here. Huh. So for Paleontologists, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, we can do this. We can actually just do this right away. So let's do this. Paleontologist, we're going to pay 2. Exile target card from a graveyard, and we can, cast dinos this way, correct? Only dinosaur creature spells, which is fine, because we do have a dinosaur. Hatcher, come back, my beautiful Bronchiosaurus. Again, I hope that's the right one. I think it is, but I don't know. So, let's drop the Palani's Hatcher. Back from the grave. It does have a finality counter on it this way, but that's okay. And now we can go in for a Chomp. I think that's the way to do it, but they also have the Anvil, so I guess no. Yeah, let's do this. This looks pretty good to me. We have a lot of eggs that need hatching, so Hatcher, do your thing. Swing, swing, swing. I think we could, if they want to double trade the Paleontologist, that's fine. I don't think they're going to, but if they want to, that's fine. They're going to do the little blink. That's fine, we lose a life. I think that's okay. We still are going to get 5 in here. And next turn, it might get even a little nastier. When we drop the Restless Ridgeline, the only thing is I wish we had some sort of way to make haste creatures. Or, well, not trample, rather. We have haste with the Hatcher. Moan Collapse is going to get rid of our Hatcher here. We're not going to be able to bring it back with the Paleontologist this way, but that's okay. And, you know, I'm thinking about blocking here, because if we don't have a way to hatch these eggs, I think our life total is at 12. Like, it could be relevant. I'm going to do it. I'm actually just going to chump block this egg. Our life total could be very, very relevant in this match, so I think it's worth doing this. Yep. I think that was the right move, as gross as it might be. We do get a Hammerskull, but the Hammerskull is not really that great. I think we really need a flyer or our Etali. I mean, of course we're running the Etali sleeves here. Yeah, let's just go for Hammerskull. And then another Paleontologist. Let's just go wide, I suppose. I don't really want to swing with the Ridgeline. This thing does not have trample, which is kind of yucky. So Paleontologist and I don't really want to chomp anything. They can just go for Anvil. So I think we just save the Chomp. The Chomp's really not doing much for us. Plus we can give them Unlucky Witness, which I don't really love either. So I think, man, I don't want to just not attack either. I think we're actually just going to swing in with the Paleontologist, rather. Yeah, let's do this. I know they can go for the Anvil trick one time, and then we also give them the Unlucky Witness, which is not great, but we're still going to have to do damage here at some point. Yep, lose another life, which is fine-ish. Down to 8 to 10. Let's see what they get out of here, though. Fanatical Offering. Draw 2 cards and create a map token. Okay, so that's a new card. Kind of almost like a, yeah, it's almost like a Deadly Dispute. Deadly Dispute. Braids, Arisen Nightmare. I definitely am not liking the look of that. We can Triumphant Stomp the Braids, though. We finally get a decent target for the Chomp. But here comes the Fanatical Offering. And that's not a treasure token, it's a map token. Okay. Alright, so let's see what they sacrifice here. Map, yep. Down to 2 more life. Go for Ani Call Anvil, and a Lorekeeper is not great here. We do have the Hammerskull, so let's go ahead and chomp away. Chomp away. We have to be kind of careful here. No, we don't. Let's not be too careful. Let's just go for the Braids here. Can't go for the Ani Call Anvil on a creature, so that's nice. And I think we're just going to have to go as wide as possible here. So if we go for the Ridgeline, yeah, it's going to be worth going for Ridgeline here. They can only bounce us 1 time, so I haven't even done the math yet. They're going to block here. Let's just say they block here. I think we might have it. Yep, next 2 attackers. And again, I want to go as wide as possible. So whenever we attack, I think we can put this on the dinosaur egg. Yep, so the Ridgeline, I guess we'll go ahead and put this on the egg. Just to go as wide as humanly possible. I guess it's not humanly, it's as dino-y as possible. And I have not even done the math. Math's for blockers, I don't know if you knew that. 2, 5, 8, 10, and even if they pop us twice, I think we're good to go. Unless I did my math wrong, which I don't believe I did. And we take it! Let's go! Dino power, baby! Stingray X27, how we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. Looks like a pretty good hand to me. Ooh, is that a mulligan? Well, you know what we do around here, folks? We give the friendly mulligan hello. Everybody needs a friend when you take a mulligan, because those things suck. Let's go and drop the Ridgeline. I think Gruul really needed the Ridgeline. Like, obviously, completing the cycle for all, like, the Restless lands, but they really needed it. Gruul really deserves it, too. So, I'm going to actually drop the Paleontologist before I go into for anything else. I know that we have the Hammerskull, so, like, probably would have been a little bit better. Oh, okay. So, it looks like, hey, I like your taste. And cheers to you, my friend. So, slightly awkward here, but I want to go in for the Poet of Unity, and then we can go in for the Chomp. Yeah, let's do that. Definitely need a little bit more land going on here, so let's go ahead and snag our basic land. We don't actually run a ton of basic lands, but just enough to make it worth running. And I think we're going to, it's close, but I'm going to Chomp the Paleontologist. Kind of slow them down. I know that we can fight later with the Firstborn of Gishath, so let's just slow them down a little bit. See, because that's what I'm saying, with the Hammerskull, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how we're supposed to get over this Hammerskull, so I think we can drop... Oh, no, hold on. We're good. We're good. Let's go for the dinosaur, and let's go for the precious Hammerskull ourselves, and then we'll be able to get into something else later in the game with the fight spell for this. But that's going to take a little bit of mana sources here, so I think what I'm going to do... we can't go for the Roar of the Fifth People. That's not going to work. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go for the Poet of Unity. I think this is going to be the best move, because we create 2/3/3 dinosaur tokens this way, and then we can have creatures you control become mana dorks. And that way we can fight with the Hammerskull and then pay off the Gishath. We can actually even trade here. We could actually trade here. That is a little bit interesting, but I'm going to opt not to do that. Does suck, though. Getting hit with a Hammerhead or Hammerskull is really, really brutal. But now we do have... These dinosaurs are now mana dorks. So now we can go for Hammerskull here. Drop our Gishath. Baby Gishath. Let me just... Yeah, Baby Gishath. Baby Gishath here. And then auto pay. Sure. Dinosaur we control hits you. Okay. So now, and then just give it up. I don't know. I mean, that might have been a little premature, but Antoine AS, how you doing here? Looking like a good keep. As long as we got a Paleontologist on turn 2, looking good. Especially with the Ridgeline coming out tapped. It's a nice little 1-2 punch, because we don't really care that it comes in tapped because our mana dork being on turn 2. I did see that. That was a mulligan. Let's go ahead and give you the friendly mulligan hello. Everybody needs a friend when you take a mulligan. Hello, hey, how's it going? Alright, let's see what we're playing against. I'm sure there's a ton of new brews. Hopefully we don't find just mono red. Like, come on. There's tons of mono red out there. We need something new. So, yeah, let's just drop the forest here. We can go for the Cavern of Souls. That doesn't really particularly matter. Let's go ahead and just drop the Paleontologist first. Would have liked to see the Lorekeeper on turn 1, but it's okay. Let's drop our Paleontologist. Let's see if they are, so, just play with fire? You gonna play with fire, my Paleontologist? A little rude. You play with fire, you get burned. So, see what you got, Charming Scoundrel. Yeah, not too big a deal. I think we are, ooh, excuse me. I think we are relatively well equipped to beat Mono Red. With the Pharaoh encounter is so good later in the game, but right now, I think we're just sitting pretty here. If we don't, we have the Trumpeting Carnosaur. This card is really, really awesome. I mean, you can like just hit it for like a lightning bolt on a creature, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and call it Dinosaur. Pretty sure Mono Red doesn't run counters, but it's still nice to have. Well, yeah, let's just drop the Lorekeeper and go in for a Gishath. Baby Gishath can hit for 2, though. We are sitting a little bit awkward, but we have to get this Lorekeeper out. Okay, looking good. I'm going to go ahead and drop it. Let's go ahead and pay the 1. It is a little close, especially with the Pain land and facing Mono Red. It is a little close, because we could save this for later, but I think it's okay to do this. Let's just no attacks. The 3 toughness is what is really key, especially in this matchup. I know they have like Monstrous Rage and like whatnot, but the 2 toughness is the difference between, man, we could actually double block here. We could double block here. It is tempting. I'm gonna opt not to, but I kind of want to. I'm gonna do it. I mean, we don't really need the Lorekeeper. Like, I think at this point we can have the Carnosaur deal damage. Like, I think we're looking okay. And they let us keep the Lorekeeper. I mean, that's pretty ballsy if you ask me. So let's go ahead and drop our Rampaging Raptor. Well, bam, and I'm actually going to attack. I think we're in a position where we can attack. I think they missed their land drop as well. So Let's take our Rampaging Raptor and just rampage all over him. I do want to go in for the Carnosaur as the creature and discover 5. I've never discovered before, so that they would be pretty fun. Let's see. They're probably not feeling too great about their decision now, but they let us have a Rampaging Raptor, but I guess they don't know what we have in our hand. Bam! 16 to 18. Looking pretty good, and now we can go for Feral Encounter. We can dig into, as long as we have 5. If we have 5 mana sources, the Feral Encounter is good. Oh, now we have got another one. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is cost, oh, this costs 6. Yeah, we're good. What were we thinking? Let's drop it. Trumpeting Carnosaur. Come out, my beautiful creature. Ooh, discover 5. Let's see what we get. We get a baby Gishath. Hey, it's better than nothing. It's just free money, baby. Let's go. Let's attack. Down to 10. And this is a 7/6 with trample. We're having a good time. Next turn, we're going to Feral Encounter whatever they put out. And I don't see a way that they can really win this. With two mountains here, they're not going to be able to burn us out. Come here. Come here. Yeah, do what you got to do. This is over for you. Monstrous Rage. That is going to be 6 damage. I don't care if you got another Play of Fire. I just don't. And even if you had another land, 7 to 10, we are going to put them into a world of hurt. They don't let us swing in, but GG's. Fubi, please. Well, I don't know you very much, Fubi, but please. All right, let's go ahead and drop our Lorekeeper here. Got a pretty nice little hand here. Only 2 lands, which is slightly concerning, but as long as we get the Lorekeeper, of course we're going to ramp up into stuff, so I'm not that worried. Got a Rockfall Vale. Things are looking okay. Let's drop our Lorekeeper. The only thing that's not going to be good against Mono Red is the pain. The pain that we take from these Karplusan Forests. That's okay. Once we drop the Hammerskull, I mean, that is pretty much hammer time. We drop this thing. I think Mono Red, obviously being the menace that it is, I think they're in for a rude awakening. I think we might see the meta shift away from Mono Red. I really do, because, like, dinos are going to be so popular that we drop this Hammerskull in a 6/6. I don't know if they can, like, really comfortably get over this that well. So let this go through. We are going to take another 1 next turn if we drop the Hammerskull, but it's a small price to pay. Hopefully they don't shock. Well, not shock, I guess it's Play with Fire, but I always call Play with Fire shock, but you know what I mean. Hopefully they don't get rid of our Lorekeeper, and we're good. 2 Hammerskulls. 2 freaking Hammerskulls? I mean, that is money in the bank. Let's go ahead and drop you. And of course, we don't have to pay the life because the Lorekeeper. I'm a silly man. But they can't love this. Look at this. We just drop a 6/6 on turn 2. And we are on the draw, which kind of helps us out a little bit here. But if we don't attack, we put a stun counter on it. But like I said, we don't really care. Because we're just using this as a wall right now. So, good luck. Yep. Come on. We have another one as well, so, I mean... Phoenix Chick, that's fine. We can block all day. Yeah, that feels good. That feels absolutely incredible. Just to ward off dinos like that, or not dinos, we're dinos. To ward off, I mean, that feels so good. So we could drop the Gishath and just kind of get a kill shot here. I think that might be the move, but we could just drop another Hammerskull. I'm going to drop another Hammerskull. What you gonna do? I'm actually not going to attack. Let's kind of just set up our board here a little bit. At 15 life, we don't really have to worry about too much going on anyway. So these Hammerskulls are going to just absolutely just... I think they're just going to ward off. Now, the Feldon does suck. Feldon is pretty brutal here. We're going to pretty much give them a land. I think we're still going to do it. Essentially, they're going to... They only can choose 1, so I know they get 6 cards here. So we're gonna give them a land. I think that's a small price to pay for salvation. Cavern of Souls, beautiful. Let's go ahead and call out Dinosaur. Of course, we're calling out our Dinosaur, and at this point, we could drop our Hatcher and start swinging for the fences, but I think it's probably better to go in for the Dracosaur. Let's drop our Dracosaur here. That way, can't be countered, by the way. I don't know if Mono Red runs counters, but can't be countered, which is beautiful. And they just give it up! Dracosaur strikes fear into Mono Red.